I was trying to sound like one of them soothing sounds.
Susan sounds.
Soothing.
Oh,
The ones that the ones that make
hi,
you sleep.
welcome.
Like,
It's another
yeah,
episode of The Root Urban Truth.
right. I don't even have that kind of voice. I'm naturally out. It's not.
I intentionally made sure I was breathing inward, like they can hear me as I'm talking so calmly for you
See,
all.
you calm. You sound like one of them people on them gas stations.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know, the
going
ones,
to like
thank you for calling
this. This is the
WCBR1.
this is the Quiet Storm on
Yeah, call in.
97.5 Kiss
Right.
FM.
Caller, if you're on the line, caller. Like, you sound like one of
We're
them.
about to go ahead and move into the smooth sounds of Luther Vandross and Dance with My Father.
You gonna say Luther Vandross.
Oh, well,
I want
we're
you to do
back.
it first. Yeah, we're
Wait,
back.
how
I'm
are
back from
you?
laughter. So, hey,
Y'all,
everyone, I'm over
she got
laughter.
on the bonnet this morning.
Do not start with me, because I was in my business.
Yeah,
There's,
I don't have on my hair this morning, so she's getting au natural this morning
there's
from
blonde
me.
tresses under this bundle. Under this bonnet.
I look real high yellow for me to be in this sun in Texas right now, man.
Child. Not me. I look like a butternut squash.
Oh God, look at the
I look quick one.
difference. Look at my
Nice and
hand and then
seasoned.
look at my face.
Yeah, see, look, me, I'm seasoned. I look nice and crisp. I look bright. Summer. My favorite summer. I love getting tan.
Well,
That's the ultimate sign of summer.
shoot. Well, it's not summer here in Texas. It's hell because the
Yeah, y'all
temperatures have
deserve it,
been
though.
stupid. Don't be saying
Mm-hmm.
y'all. Not all of us. They need to be
It's hot here.
sunburning some of these crazy folks out here.
Oh, New York been cooking that. Subways are hot. It's humid. The emissions, the rats. Now, the rats ain't really bugging. It's the emissions. And the deli cat. I actually sent JB a deli cat the other day. It was so ignorant. It looked me up and down when I walked in. It was like, you see the picture? It was looking right at the camera.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
It was like, face all turned up. Like, oh, look at this little funky cat.
That's it's still so bizarre that these cats just be doing whatever they want to in New York.
You're the managers.
Oh,
Yeah, everybody know that.
well,
Management.
and there you have it. There you have it. Oh, by the way, I'm JB. I don't think I was so busy being a Quiet Storm host that I forgot to introduce myself. So,
See, I didn't forget to introduce myself. I started off with, hey, I'm Urban Day. Hey, y'all. This podcast is brought by
hello.
Toner. Toner, the ultimate microphones that make you sound like the Quiet Storm. I don't know if it's called Toner. It might be Toner. They don't
Yeah.
even sponsor us. And again, we need to tag them in our live episode.
I mean, they can be tagged. Like, hey, it's us.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Love
us.
y'all equipment.
But yeah, welcome to another episode of Rude Urban Truth. So I know it's been a long time, you guys. Life.
Life has been happening, and JB and I were talking about how far we've
Is it
come.
me?
We met each other.
You said you really are talking still like you on the Quiet Storm.
Okay, I'm only talking like the Quiet Storm because I have relatives in town, right? And they sleep, and I don't want to wake them up. But I got to report this podcast because it's a Sunday routine. So I got to still live my life like I would live if they weren't here. But I'm also trying not to wake them up because they're in the living room. And I'm kind of like, y'all not living in a little New York apartment, like this little kitchen vestibule. I don't even know what this thing is. Not even a vestibule. I'm just using that because I wanted to say that word.
Yeah,
But
vestibule.
I wanted to say it so bad. It sounds like the old black ladies at church. Anyone who wants to make a donation to the church building fund, there will be an extra collection plate in the back corner by the vestibule.
Well, these churches are changing, and they'll pass around something to let you know the cash app. Like, oh, you don't have cash. Oh, you don't have anything on here. Go ahead, put in your cash app tag now.
The church had cash app?
I've
Oh,
seen
I'm
them
going
do
for
that.
I haven't been to church in a really long time. I'm actually kind of embarrassed to say it, but I haven't found a good church home. And I'm starting to get into like.
I mean, it's important for it to be
Yeah.
a place that you want to be, and not just a place you just go into.
Right. I want to be there, and I don't want a pastor that I feel like is sexist, like preaching at women and telling us what we need to do, but they don't equally.
Like TD Jakes just did.
I seen that clip. I want to see the whole thing before I see, because he was like, "You're being nasty and moving up the corporate ladder," and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
It definitely gave.
It seems super negative.
Women are starting to be entirely too independent, and that's why they can't get a man. They need, essentially, you kind of become
But think about,
subservient.
and that's not everything because different people have had different things. There are some people who want you to come and bring something and have it, and then you have it, and it's like them if you do, them if you don't. You
Hmm.
come in, you say I heard him say, "Oh, you don't have a need for me to pour into." You come with a need, and you tell a guy, "Oh, I need help doing this." Now you're broke and you're a bum,
My thing
and
is, why do
I'm not
y'all?
simping.
Why? What? I wonder why that
So
feels like it needs to be a prerequisite. Like as a woman, you have to
yeah,
come in with a need. This man, like,
yeah,
there's so many other ways that you can feed into your partner that doesn't require them to, you know, take a step back in
right.
order to
But that's why I
have a
said I want to see
successful
the full
relationship.
thing
Hmm.
because I only seen a clip of it, and I know how they do clips.
Hmm.
I know they do it to make it give you that small snippet of context.
Unless
In
you're
the
Kim
larger
Burrell
sermon
and you
was
just
something else.
decide you're gonna get on stage and sound foolish.
First of all, I want you to get yourself together. Bringing Kim Burrell into it. She was mad at her business.
Yeah, until she went on stage and decided she
Yeah,
wanted. It's all
just
crazy.
until she said,
And
yeah,
then
so that
for her to issue an apology that was not an apology, so that she can then issue a second apology that was still barely an apology. Like,
child,
man,
that poor woman, that poor,
mm-mm.
like girl, let me help.
I'm telling you, I always tell people like, no one cares that you have a difference in opinion. Just know that
No,
all of us don't need to hear it.
yeah,
We don't all
and
need
that's
to,
why I
and
said I
for
wanted to
people
see
to
the
use
rest.
platforms just so you can hear them say something that's crazy. It's like, out of
Mm-hmm.
all the things you wanted to stand on the stage and talk about, this is the one you chose to do. Got it.
Yep, that's exactly why I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a second. I'm gonna listen to the whole sermon because I knew it was gonna be an uproar. But when I first seen it, you know me, I'm a human. So my first reaction though, when I first seen it, I was pissed off. Like, see, this is why I don't go to church. I'm not coming to church. Somebody make me feel inferior to men, and that's what I
Hmm.
feel like a lot of pastors do. Like, you want me to feel inferior to you so you can feel better about yourself is what it. For me, it seems like it boils down. Like
Hmm.
just that snippet felt like, oh, you being so independent that don't nobody want you, like you said, because you're independent. Da, da. But stop and think why. It's like women are raised up to be men. No, we're raised to be self sufficient. It's a difference.
Hmm.
And because you're feeling threatened by it, now you're saying I'm raised to be like you. No, I'm not. There's a lot of you that are going to lead us off a cliff, and all of us don't want to be ran off a cliff.
Hmm.
Look at our grandmothers. I had seen a post that talked about women. It was like a guy had made a post on Twitter and was like, I don't understand why women keep saying their grandmothers were miserable when they were so happy and their marriages lasted so long. And the girl put, because our grandmothers actually talked to us and literally told us how miserable they were.
Hmm.
And he made like, he's like, I don't know why women keep saying it. Like, because we talked to our grandmothers and they told us they were miserable and unhappy. And it's just
Hmm.
like,
Yeah, but this is what he
time for it.
said. He said,
You looking up TDJ?
hmm it
Mm,
was like he argued that today's women aren't applauded for embracing their femininity, as society's culture now idolizes women who are being too independent. He said this breaks all the sociological order of the culture we are living in now because we are raising up women to be men, and you're not applauded for your femininity. You're applauded in the contemporary society by how tough, rough, nasty, mean, aggressive, hateful, and possessive you are, and you're climbing the corporate ladder, but we are losing our families. I know you can buy your own car. I know you can buy your own house, but until you create a need that I can pour into, I have no place in your life. So stop coming home bragging to me about how much you don't need me and wonder why I shy away. Yeah. Oh,
mm.
this is an entire
That was the
sermon.
whole thing. That was the
No,
entire
no,
sermon.
no. But it's the sermon is an hour long of him talking about this.
Uh,
Yeah. Yes, I'm sure there's more. I'm sure there's
yeah,
more.
I'll
Like I
listen
said,
to
there's
it
probably some other
because I'm
stuff
like,
to it. But even that,
yeah,
it's just like, because to me, this also saying that tough, rough, nasty, mean, aggressive, hateful, and possessive are
yeah,
apparently masculine traits.
right.
And but if
And
those
it's
are the things that are not acceptable for
mm,
women to do, why are you saying this as if it is okay for a man to do these same things?
oh, that's the part. That's the part.
Like he really is describing everything that we don't technically like in anybody, but he's making it seem like it's really more of an issue if a woman does that.
Because he's trying to tell us how to be women, like men typically do. Because y'all not gonna say, oh, But some of them don't know how to manage their business, and they always in women's business. That's the problem. You always in women's business.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, we
Not
didn't
us
even get
both saying.
right.
Not us both saying.
We just taking a whole pivot just off of that. Well, okay, let's go ahead and announce that we'll have a schedule change. We will be now, okay, generally release our episodes on Wednesdays. It's likely that our
Mm-hmm.
new episodes will probably drop on Fridays now because we're going to adjust the day that we're recording, and we're going to be recording every other week. Because life
Yeah.
is it's hard. Life is busy. We are growing up, and we had a whole long conversation before we even started recording about how our lives have changed so much since we started recording. How our
Mm-hmm.
lives have changed so much since we met. Like
Mm-hmm.
we
Mm-hmm.
met in 2016. In 6 years, she's relocated to New York. I've relocated to Texas. We have moved up the corporate ladder in ways that we probably never really
Never even
anticipated.
imagined. Ancestors'
And
wildest dreams. Street.
right, and we are just finding, life is busy. Life is so much busier now. There's so many additional responsibilities, and we love it. But we have to cut where we can. And I think that, the schedule that we were recording on was really aggressive, but it was good and something attainable when we first started. But now it's like, okay, let's pull back a little bit. So, episodes every other week, dropping on Fridays. That is all. So, Rude Quote, what do you have for us this week?
First of all, root quote this week is something about relationship. You know how everybody is, you know, happy in relationship. The moral of the story is, I don't care how happy I make you, that weight better stay reasonable.
Oh.
And I came across that on the Twitter streets. I forget who posted it, but shout out to whoever that had me dying. Because you know how in relationships, everyone's like, oh, getting that happy weight on you. I see that. Yeah, happy weight.
And
And
that
the girl
person
also
said, no, you
said,
getting too damn happy.
mm-hmm. Said, I don't care how happy I make that weight better stay reasonable.
your weight better reflect happiness and couples therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Everything and all good. So like, shoot,
Listen,
I need to pay attention to that because I definitely gained weight in this relationship,
baby, I
marriage.
blew
Right.
up like a balloon. And I
I'm
ain't even in a
working on it
relationship.
though.
This is leftover relationship. This is leftover happiness. I
Not
have
leftover
leftover happiness.
happiness.
I have additional leftover happiness. That's
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
my problem.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and move us into Black Magic, where we'll be highlighting Quinta B, Quinta Brunson, who we have all followed since she was doing the He Got Money skits. But Quinta B is the first Black woman to receive 3 nominations in comedy categories in the same year.
Don't you love that
Ever.
for her?
Ever. Like, and this is all for Abbott Elementary. If you have not been watching Abbott Elementary, I do want to say that it is a great show. I know there were a lot of people who, when it first started, they were like, "Oh, I'm kind of struggling with it a little bit," but it progressively got better for me. I loved it from the first episode, but I think that each episode did get better. That stepping episode was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And then the final episode, which is I think when they went to the zoo, it was really really
Yeah,
good too.
it was. That which was such a bum.
But she got nominated for three. She got yeah, 3 Emmys. One of them was for lead actress in a comedy. She got an Emmy nomination for writing for a comedy series, and then I believe it's like it might be the last one is like best comedy. I believe we saw that
Mm-hmm.
Cheryl. Well, I was about to just call her Cheryl. We can't do that.
Shirley, wow.
Yeah, she's one of our
What was you
elders.
about to call her?
I was just gonna call her Cheryl, like me and her were best friends.
Jimmy,
Um,
she is our auntie. Well, no, I don't.
yeah,
I gotta be careful calling black women
Cheryl Lee
auntie.
Ralph was
Somebody called me
nominated.
auntie.
What
I'm
was
like,
the old
oh
girl
God.
name who plays the principal?
Oh, I can remember. But you know, I didn't like her. I mean, I
Hmm.
like her character, but like, I also don't like her character. That makes it.
Right. So, Janelle James, she also was nominated. They were both Cheryl Lee Ralph and Janelle James were nominated for Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy Role, and then Quinta was she got the nomination for the lead. So I love the show. Congrats to her because this is literally
Right.
one of those things where you're watching someone go from just making short videos to now being on national television, being recognized for it. And I think when that show came out, it was considered the highest rated comedy
Yeah.
like in a long time, like unanimous decision on
Especially for
how great it
ABC.
was. Yeah, and then for it to be written by a black woman, starring a black woman,
It
95,
makes me
well,
so
I would
happy.
say 98% black cast. Like everything about the show is just screams black excellence. So shout out to Quinta. And then for me, I do need to go out on a limb by myself and talk about track and field. Right now, the World Championships are taking place in Oregon, and we've been fucking it up, y'all. So,
Because I feel like that's all we know how to.
so
It's just
the women
natural.
won the 4x400 gold medal. The men swept the 100 meters. So, we also swept the 200 meters. We swept. What else did we sweep? Not the 100 Jamaicans, really. They took us out there. Completely took us out there. But oh, Sydney McLaughlin, she runs the 400-meter hurdles. Okay, I'm about to put something in perspective for you.
I
'Cause I
don't
know
think
you
I
don't
know
really.
her.
Yeah, I don't think you follow track and field like that. But Sydney
Mm-mm.
runs the 400-meter hurdles, right? And in her last three races, she broke her world record. She broke it
Oh,
in the Olympics. She broke it again at like national championships, and she broke it somewhere else. And she just finished running the world championship. Ooh, mimosa.
oh. Oh,
But
just some slight work.
you know, Zay sitting
Don't
beside
you
me
kick me,
like, oh, I'm
Zay.
in here. But
I
so
heard
she,
about get out.
so the world record was like 50.28. I'm gonna just throw out a number.
Mm-hmm.
Sydney beat that record by a whole second. Why is this a big deal? Her time, okay, when you're doing 400-meter hurdles, as it states, there are hurdles on the track. So she's running and jumping. The time that she ran for the 400-meter hurdles was the seventh fastest time over the hurdles and when you don't have hurdles. Her speed was so fast that she could have potentially placed in the 400-meter flat. But this girl was jumping in the process. Jumping.
Oh,
She was out
oh,
there fucking it up. So shout out to her. Shout out to the little Muhammad. She was the previous world champion. She came in third. And that was a huge achievement for her because I feel like, she's had a lot of stuff hit her, like COVID hit her. She had injuries and stuff like that. So for her to come back
right.
and be able to still medal is an achievement by itself. We did so much in the field events. Not too many black people there, so not going to highlight much of that. But as a country, we did do well there. But we have the 400 meter, well, 4x400 women that just won. I think the men are supposed to be running today, but most of these people are black. So, black magic. But yeah, I just wanted to
Mm.
highlight them. Shout out to Sydney, though, because Sydney had me over here in awe because sis runs and she runs down. So, and then her coach is Jacker Journey Kersey's husband, I believe. And she's actually about to start doing the regular 400 meters. So, they're not going to be ready for her at all. At all. And her husband's fine too. But
And her husband. It doesn't hurt that the man is attractive.
yeah, she just got married too. It was a really pretty wedding. Anyway, but yeah, shout
Oh,
out to all of the black people doing the damn thing. Oh, and shout out to Issa Rae dropping rap shit that premiered on Thursday on HBO Max with 2 episodes. I find it really hilarious. The dynamic between Shauna and her new rap group partner, very interesting because Shauna's very conservative. She's trying to be that woke rapper. Meanwhile, her girl is like, "Girl, we out here trying to have fun. Like, why is it that we can't have fun in the ways that women should be able to have fun?"
okay.
And once you watch it, I think you're gonna really like it because the humor to me is on par with the first season of Insecure. You know how the first season of Insecure had funny moments, but it wasn't at. It was definitely dramedy. It was like
Yeah.
comedy drama. That's how this is starting off. But when
I'm
you
ex-
hear old girl talking to her daughter in the car, oh man, hilarious. And I actually had to turn on. I wanted to turn on closed caption because I didn't know what that girl was saying, but she sounded just like JT and Carisha from City Girls, who actually are producers for the show.
already.
They are. Kid Fury from The Read is a writer on the show. He also makes an appearance as a straight man on episode 2, which was funny. Um, there's also another black show. It comes on Freeform right now called Everybody's Trash or Everything's Trash. I'm trying to watch this show because it's female led and black female led and everything. Well, black woman led. I don't like saying female. But it's kind of a struggle. It's on if you have Hulu. The first 3 episodes are on Hulu right now. You'll see what I mean when I say it's kind of a struggle, like where everyone on the show acts well, but the main character. But she's the one who wrote it and created it, which is kind of sad. But
Is it kind of like Harlem?
no,
Like
she
Harlem, like
basically
the first
plays.
episode, I was kind of like,
Uh,
I don't know.
yeah,
I
that's
still
what I
kept
thought.
watching.
Yeah, but Harlem's first episode felt like a pilot. This girl's
Mm,
first 3 episodes all feel like pilots because of
hopefully
the
she'll
act.
pick up.
So, but she plays a podcaster in New York. So you're seeing life as a podcaster there. She's out here having her whole hot girl summer, throwing it back wherever she feel like and enjoying it, all that kind of stuff. So it's very interesting. Her brother's like trying to be a politician. Uh, yeah, you'll see if you give it a shot. But I can probably say it's probably one of the weaker efforts that we've seen in a while, and I can't imagine it's gonna last too long. But anyone who hasn't watched it, give it a shot, I suppose. B.
Anyone who hasn't watched the
Right.
series,
But let's go ahead and rule talk.
Rude talk. Hey, hey.
So we were talking about this a little bit before, and I think you said you had a situationship. Did you want to do your situationship first?
Child, I stay in the
I would say because you can do your
Sure.
situationship first if you want to do that, and then we can go into the.
They have a situation. Where's it at? It's not on the
Mm,
thing.
she did say she had a situationship, y'all, but I
I did.
don't know where it is. But
I did.
I do have an Am I the Asshole, so we can start with that before we get into the nitty gritty.
Yeah, go ahead. You get right, and I'll get
Okay,
that one.
so this one is called, and I haven't read it, but this one is called Am I the Asshole for refusing to let my husband's mom nap in my room? My husband's mom moved in
Mm-hmm.
with us a week ago. The minute we were informed she was going to move in temporarily till her house gets renovated, we've emptied a room specifically for her. It has everything: a bed with a frame, curtains, mounted TV, wardrobe, etc. She was thrilled with it and loved it a lot. One day I came home and found her in my bedroom sleeping in my husband's bed. I was confused, but she told me she took a nap on the bed and lost track of time. Since then, she started talking about how she loved the nap there and started hinting wanting to take naps in the bedroom from now on. What?
Yeah, like make that make sense. I'm trying to
Right.
focus the am I the not the am I
Okay.
the
But she said I kept ignoring her comments till my husband sat me down and told me that his mom really liked and got used to napping in our bedroom and we should just let her have her daily afternoon nap in the room. I said absolutely not, and we started debating.
no.
I told him his mom is being ridiculous because she has a whole room upstairs where she should nap. He got upset and said that I was making his mom feel uncomfortable and unwelcome with this attitude. I said no and refused to negotiate. He called me selfish and mean for saying no and preventing his mom from feeling comfortable at his house. And I reminded him that I pay full mortgage for the house while he blows money over gadgets and consoles. He accused me of bringing old Right. He
I heard
said
you, Betty.
he accused me of bringing old disagreements in this current conflict to use against him. I said no again and that he should stop pushing because I need the room for when I get home feeling exhausted from working on my feet from 6 a.m. He's refusing to speak to me till I agree and let his mom have a nap in there. Am I an asshole for choosing this hill to die on, as he says? Am I being difficult?
I don't think so. I think it's weird that she don't
Right.
want to
What
sleep in
made
the
you
bed
even
like that.
decide, hey, I'm going to just
Everybody sleep
walk over and
usually
like,
has
I'm going to just go sleep in that bed? What made you think that that was a right of yours?
yeah, yeah. Like, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
That's difficult.
It's
What
a
you drinking? It
mimosa.
look
It's a peach
nasty.
mimosa.
Oh, why you make your face like that?
No,
You was
because
like,
I was just drinking it. That was my first.
oh, oh, so you just look like.
I woke up like this. What can I say? But yeah, you're not going to be sleeping in my bed like that, period. But okay, so here's another one. This one said, am I the asshole for correcting a coworker about something? Now, that's all the title says. I don't know what the something is. I'm kind of curious, but I can believe I'm about to write this, but I don't know whether or not I'm actually this insensitive during this time and age, or if this is an extreme overreaction. But I'm going to let you guys decide, because I like to assume you guys are more emotional savvy about this topic. So here we go. So about 2 weeks ago, me and another coworker were talking about the topic of chocolate milk. And well, she's one of the 10% of Americans that actually believes that chocolate milk comes from brown cows. Correction. Apparently someone commented that 7.4% of Americans actually believe that chocolate milk comes from brown cows, which is a lot less than 10%, but still a lot. Yikes. I admit that I was a little confused, to which she took offense to. But I ended up apologizing, but telling her that I thought she was a bit silly, and told her that chocolate milk was actually just regular milk with chocolate syrup, to which she got defensive and said she didn't believe me. So I asked her if I could show her proof that she was wrong, and she dared me to do so. So I bought regular milk and chocolate syrup from a nearby store during my lunch, mixed it together, and gave it to her to drink. She ended up drinking it and just left in a huff, and apparently just told our shift manager that she was leaving for the day because she felt attacked by me and demands that she needed a mental day. To which the shift manager didn't approve of, but she left anyway, so whatever. But apparently this whole thing got everyone else's attention, that it apparently attracted enough attention that my store manager had to personally call me to his office yesterday and tell me about what happened. I didn't know at the time, but I really offended that poor coworker of mine so much that she told my store manager about how she couldn't work with me anymore, and that she even reported me to HR for discriminating against her beliefs, and that I apparently caused enough mental damage that she couldn't even go back to work due to how much I humiliated her over chocolate milk. My store manager even wrote me up and warned me that next time I acted in such an offensive manner like that, I would be fired. I mean, I'm already quitting and starting a new job anyways, but I worry about whether or not I'm actually the asshole for this, and if I should be more careful for my next job. Edit. I ended up adding a fact because someone fact checked me. She was talking about the percentage, but so she was written up because she corrected someone who.
I know. No, she's not the asshole.
She was dealing with a dumbass.
I felt like that person was looking for her out for that job and just took that opportunity and really just went hard.
Over some chocolate milk. Chocolate milk. It had to be. It had to be. There's no way.
Why the chocolate milk came from a chocolate cow? Like, what are you talking about?
We had commercials that showed people adding chocolate milk to milk. Chocolate syrup to milk to make it chocolate and drinking it.
Should I think about them Nesquik commercials? Remember Nesquik?
Mm-hmm.
They still make that?
Yeah, because I like the strawberry one.
Yeah, I like the strawberry one too.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
But how do you sit
strawberry
back
Nesquik is so good
in your grown ass age and sit back and be like, chocolate milk comes from a chocolate cow? Okay,
no, brown cow. She said a brown cow.
I'm sorry. Okay, so let me go ahead and go out on a limb here about something completely unrelated, but kind of related to what we just talked about. Follow me here. All
right, follow along.
I started playing the South Park game the other day. The South Park game is called The Fractured Butthole.
Oh,
but it's written as B-U-T, not butt. It's always a play on words. Well, you can create your own character, right? So I'm creating my own character, and I see that there is a missing option to change my skin color. So I was like, I know they're not about to make me have to be a white person in this game. Well, in true South Park fashion, I'm going to send you a video too, so you can actually look at what I'm talking about. I sent it to my friend Travis. Like, Travis, you got to see this shit because I am in shock. So I just sent it to you. It should be coming through in a couple seconds. But in this game, do you know how you change your skin color? I want you to give me a guess. Just guess how you think.
It's South Park.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you got to burn yourself for something crazy.
So in the settings, you get to choose all of your clothes and everything, but you can't choose your skin color. So I said, well, let me go to the next screen. I hit the next screen and I'm on the difficulty level. the harder you want the game to be, the darker your skin is.
They are so racist.
So like I'm
it's very true.
So essentially it's like it's a real world analogy.
Yeah.
Like here, life is harder for people of color, specifically Black people. And then they say that when you do it, it's you hear Cartman or someone saying in the background, "Don't worry, it doesn't change like your battle mechanics, but everything else in life will be harder," or something like that. But I was in awe, like I was in shock. So okay, so you have it now. So go ahead and check it out. Just look at it. You'll see what I mean. But it is. Oh, just South Park is somebody else because I was like, I had the little.
You really
hair.
Recorded it.
Oh yes,
he got a little fro.
I gave him a fro, some facial hair, but I was like, why can't I make this person Black? And in fact, y'all, I'll let you hear the commentary that I sent my friend. Okay, so Travis, I'm playing the South Park game, right? And I'm going through, and you see all the settings over here. I don't see anything that's skin color related because I wanted to make a Black person, of course. I go through, so I said, well, maybe it's on the next screen. Choose difficulty. Watch what happens when I increase the difficulty level. Hard makes me a Black person. Easy makes me the palest white person out there. Only South Park would do some shit like this. Yes, so I'm playing the game. It is still really fun, but I did not opt to be a Black person. I am a Latinx person. I went up just before it being too hard. But yes, South Park did that. And like you said, in true South Park fashion, you can't expect anything else because South Park, much like Family Guy, takes shots at any and everyone that exists in this world.
Opportunist racists.
Yeah, you're going to get every type of discrimination possible on these shows.
And that's how the comedy goes. They discriminate against everybody.
I couldn't believe it. So, yeah. Related, but not related. But, okay, so I guess we can go into... Oh, did you find your situationship that you wanted to talk about?
I did.
Okay, I'll let you go ahead and do that.
Yes. All right, y'all. So, look. We already talked about our little growth thing. But look, the situationship. Y'all know it's a page that I love. One of my top favorite pages. It's P in the Dating Pool series, of course. Y'all, they tried it. So this one is a text message between a guy and a woman. And the guy is like talking to the woman. So I'm going to start with the guy. He goes, hey, a lot of things I want to talk to you about. What's your Instagram name? The woman sends her Instagram name. He goes, I just followed you. You're too beautiful. She goes, thanks. You know women do that. Okay, thank you. Y'all. He says, maybe we should get to know each other better. Would you like that, miss? And he called her whatever her name is. Let's say Miss Barbara. The woman sends back a picture of him and his girlfriend, y'all, on Instagram. They said, and she scratched him and said, love is felt most when it's genuine. Happiest birthday. And he put the woman and said, love you, babe. She texts back, no thanks. Obviously, like, I don't want to get to know you better because you got to. He really says she is just a girlfriend. Like how Alicia get, although she's just a girl that is your friend. Yeah. He said, you expected me to be single? He said, but hey, I respect it. The woman stopped responding after that. But y'all, what I want to know, why y'all keep being in relationships? Y'all gonna be cheaters. Like, you don't gotta do this, right? You don't have to, you can be single. You can be single. It's a thing. It's a thing. It's a thing. He really said, you thought I was going to be single? Sir, you should not be in these messages embarrassing this woman. I'm sitting here like,
what did he think that meant? How he said that?
I don't know. But what made you think I was going to play second to anybody?
Okay.
What made you think that you should cheat on this woman that you're with? I have so many questions. Why would you follow that girl and you had pictures of your girlfriend up?
Right. There's a lot of issues here.
It's the audacity. Audacity is on both.
Oh, yes.
That's the issue.
Oh, yes.
Buy one, get one.
Walmart.
That's the problem.
Definitely out here getting them from Walmart. They're getting them from Walmart.
Child, it's giving more to me Burlington. Something's defective.
TJ Maxx.
Severely discounted. Hello? No, I like TJ Maxx. That's why I want to say them. Because I got a good towel washcloth set from them a few days ago. A few sets. I'll never see these sets again, so I had to take them in the moment. You know how that goes. I hate that. It's like, oh, you're not gonna get this again. I like these sets.
Right.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
wipes ass.
Ooh, I had a cough and I was like trying my best to hold it in so that I didn't do it in the
Y'all,
mic.
all I seen was his cheeks blow up. His cheeks said, they can't even see me. His cheeks went, what is he doing? Look,
It went down the wrong way.
they just cheeks just blowing up while he getting drunk while we record.
But
look at you, a wet lip drunk.
Okay, so I'm gonna use that as a way to transition into living while black. Well, we're gonna be talking about personal growth. Yo, she's still over here imitating me. Look at
I'm just trying to distract you.
So before we started recording, we talked about growth. We were talking about how things have changed. I'm going to ask you a question. Have you grown to a point that you no longer buy a bed in a bag?
Yes, I have. I never thought I would get there, but I have.
We made it to a point where the bed in the bath is not bad. Well, the bag thing isn't a big.
Yeah. I use duvets now. And I get a lot of my bedding from Macy's, believe it or not. I do the hotel collection. I love it. It's my favorite collection.
I bet you are doing the hotel collection, white woman. We'd love to hear it.
Y'all. They're in Nordstrom. I use the bedding. But I don't do beds in a bag anymore. I do duvet sets.
I think
so the downside is it's all a la carte.
We have a duvet in the mat.
But it's such
in
good
the
quality.
Primary. They don't call it master anymore.
Tell me duvets don't change your life, y'all. I sleep on satin sheets now. I don't even sleep on half third count. I'm a black woman. If this bonnet comes off, this here gonna be protected at all angles.
But yeah, we were talking about this before we started recording and how life has been good to us. Now, that doesn't mean that we haven't encountered our stuff. Just Lord knows
I know I've been going through it.
We have dealt with lots of punches. I'm dealing with punches right now, but we have grown so much, and it's not even. I think that we're finally understanding that there's so many things in life that we didn't think would ever be attainable that ended up finally being attainable, and I feel like this is like a good opportunity for us. To kind of talk about that, because there are people who were probably our age when you and I first met that are in similar situations that we were in when we first met. And just like us, like we were driven, we had things we wanted to do, but the places that we ended up getting were just never really on our roadmap as like something we get. Like, as we were raised a certain way. There's certain things we were exposed to growing up that did not make itself very conducive to our own growth. Like, we didn't see that those things that we were exposed to then would actually help us. And I think it did. I think that a lot of it, for me, for example, when it came to life and goals and stuff, I knew I always wanted to not go back to where I used to be. That was always my motivation.
Right.
And one thing that I told our cousin Tamika is that
would you acknowledge that she's my cousin too now?
For some reason, for a long time, I had a hard time allowing myself to embrace the things that were happening to me. Like, for example, Urban Laughter knows this. People close to me know this. I recently bought my first new car. And I almost had to like, how would I say it? I had to make myself not feel guilty for that purchase. Because growing up, I didn't have a lot. I did not have a lot, and I always had this fear that I would get to a place where I would get something, and then I would lose it. Because that was something that happened a lot growing up. We would get things, and then we couldn't keep them. And they maybe got repossessed or something. Something happened and made it so that something that my mom worked really, really hard for, she couldn't keep. So I had that thought process stuck in my head a lot, where I kept thinking, like, what if I'm giving all this money to this thing and I lose it? Like, what happens then? And then it was just like, but does that mean that you you deny yourself those things. You deny yourself those experiences because of that. So I just went out on a limb and I sat in my car after I got it, and I had a moment because I had never purchased a brand new car before. I never thought that I would.
So proud.
So it's like it's certain things that, and let me just say, this isn't all financial. It's not all financial.
No. This is like moral and character growth too.
Because I mean, one of the best decisions I ever made was going to therapy. Anyone who's been listening to us in the last 3 years that we've been doing this, yes, it's been 3 years that we've been doing this.
Mm-hmm.
In the last 3 years, I'm always pushing for mental health. I'm pushing for people getting help. You don't have to be going through something, but sometimes it's good to, like, I encourage people to get it when they're looking for jobs. Like sometimes that whole process can be so draining that it can be discouraging. And if you get someone who can help, they're a career like focused therapists, people that's all they do. They help people work through these transitions in life. Go for it. Don't deny yourself that experience, but get help along the way just in case you need it. It's just like people who get weight loss surgery. Before you get weight loss surgery, They always tell you that whatever you're doing is about to change your life a lot. And you need to be able to handle that change. And the best way to do that is to have a therapist that can help you before and after. Because for a lot of people, even when they get weight loss surgery, they're stuck mentally in that space that they were in when they were like that. Yes. And I think that's what happened to me a lot when it came to finances. I was making more money, but I was still stuck as the poor guy that was raised in the projects in Kinston, North Carolina. Well, it's like, and scared. Yeah, and I spent so much time being scared to embrace the changes that were happening in my life that I think for a long time I just denied myself those things. I think I could have gotten a car a long time ago, but I kept pushing against it because I didn't feel like that was too big of a step for me. And that might not even make sense to some people because, it's just a car.
No, it makes perfect sense. It's literally the same thing. Like, no, that makes perfect sense. Because that was my thing. I was so scared at first that I spent everything. I was blowing it because I'm not like, well, shit, if I'm going to run out, I'm going to have everything I want. But now I'm starting to level out. Like, okay, I can actually do this. And this is actually how I live. And you face that reality. And a lot of us as Black people don't realize that it's really like I'm not a psychologist, but it seems like a trauma response. Like, we're afraid.
Yeah. I mean...
Yeah, growing up poor is really traumatic. Like, that's really some traumatic...
It is. I don't think people who grew up poor realize how traumatic of an experience that is.
We don't.
Because...
I seen a long thread on Twitter about that. Like, people who grew up poor name things that you found to be luxurious that growing up. And it was wild. I'm one of the people, I was just telling them my thing is like silverware and towels. Like, it's just like, yo, this is nice. I got sex.
Hell, having a dryer. Like, do you know that we had so many times we were hanging stuff on clotheslines, or when we would wash clothes and we needed to dry them, sometimes having them over the heater, just because we had like a big like heater inside of our apartment in the projects was like big thing, took up a whole corner in the room. And there had been so many times where my clothes were washed, I need them dried. It was too cold outside, so I just had my jeans laying on top of it. In the projects, they don't really care, so they were painting this thing brown. So like there were times where I would take my jeans off and they were stained from the stuff that came off of it because that's how I had to dry them.
It was wet. Yeah, and it was hot. See, what we were doing, my mom's dryer had broke one time. We had to wash the clothes. We were putting the wet clothes in a bag and going to the laundry. But it's too expensive to pay for both loads. Like the wash and the dry. Yo, lugging wet clothes around is dumb heavy.
Oh, have you had your clothes stolen from the laundromat before? Oh my God. They stole ours once. And we were in there. We sitting down. Down. We go in there to take the clothes out. I'm missing all of my jeans. They took every pair of jeans I had. So it was just like crazy. And then my mom, she was working at the Salvation Army thrift store. So she basically was on the lookout for any type of jeans that would come in that I could wear because everything had been stolen.
Right. So would you walk around in dress
No,
pants?
I would like I had the clothes that were hadn't worn, so I may have been down to like 2 or 3 pairs of jeans. So I'm literally having to wear them over and over throughout the week.
Over
And
and over
when you in
again.
high school, people be paying attention to shit like that.
Attention.
Like how you
They
even
really do.
notice
Like,
that
dang,
these
you
are the
keep wearing
same shit?
I had people do that. They're like, dang, you wear them jeans every day. First of all, I really do buy doubles of almost everything I
Hmm.
buy. Like, I buy 2 of the same jeans. If I like them, definitely buy 2. Get a light one and a dark
Yeah,
one.
I was just in there.
All
It's
that.
like small stuff like that. I remember like there were people who would have lots of pairs of shoes. Not me. For like a school year, I got the new pair for school, but you know how some people when Christmas came around, they would probably get new shoes then.
Do you get a pair of shoes?
Nah,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Oftentimes I
I
didn't
got a
get.
pair of shoes for Christmas a couple times. I got shoes. I got like
Mm-mm.
Tim's,
It was just. It was like, but
like with a pair of boots.
I took what I could get, and a lot of those things I didn't realize kind of were ways of knowing I didn't have a lot until I got to a point. I heard other people talking, and I'm like, oh, y'all have more than just this. Like,
Right. Like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
yeah. I just, I think about that a lot. I have a lot of moments where I just kind of sit down, and sometimes I get emotional just thinking like, yo, I'm blessed. Like, me and Tamika talk about it all the time.
Hello?
Cousin
Same.
Tamika got herself a new car. Shout out to Tamika.
Yeah, cousin. I'm about to get a new car
But I think she
too.
was going through the same thing that I was going through. Going in there, it's like, can I do this? Should I get this? Like, am I in a place where I need to be getting another car? Because she and I grew up
Right.
very similar to one another. I mean, that was what we knew. But she, like myself, both had that same mentality. Like, this is what I know. This is what I was raised with. But I can't continue that cycle. So we just been fighting to grow, fighting to do more. So I love it. But I say all of that to say there's so many people listening to
That's
us.
funny you said that because that's literally the same type of time that I'm on. I'm like nervous. I'm like,
you find yourself nervous.
Right,
it's such a big purchase, and you're like, yo, but this is a purchase. I had to remind myself, like, yo, but this is a big purchase that you actually can do. You're not putting yourself in a position where you can't afford this. You actually can do this, and it's just like it's something very almost like therapeutic in a way to sit down and have that conversation. Like you're talking yourself off of a ledge. Like, oh shit, I can actually do this. Or like the conversations that I find myself being in a part of now. It's like, yo, I didn't know that I would ever be in this position to be able to have these conversations. Or you and I both being in leadership now and knowing that now we are in this position where we can help other Black people, other people of color be in spaces that they may not have always been in because we didn't always have that opportunity. People weren't. We lucked out a lot of times getting in those spaces. Now we are like decision makers in those spaces and can really bring people up. Like when I first met one of my friends at work, I told him, I said, I am just like Issa Rae. I am always rooting for everybody Black. If there's any way that I can reach my hand down and bring somebody else up with me, I will do it.
Absolutely.
I will do it.
Exactly.
And he's seen that firsthand. Like, being a mentor to someone, helping them learn certain things. It's just like, these are things that are going to set you up well. I've really taken my role as a mentor for him very seriously because I try to have conversations with him to help bring him better perspective on certain things. And it's just like stuff that I wish I had that I'm trying to give other people.
I wish I would. Oh, that's the wrong song.
Right.
Right. I'm saying, not me singing R. Kelly song.
It's interesting seeing where we were, where we are, and where we could go. This is like now that we've broken through the ceiling that we thought that we had there. The sky's the limit. Like shit, we can fuck up all this. Like we coming through all of these spaces. I'm about to bust through in every space that I can, and I'm gonna bring as many people along with me as I can. Because there's a unfortunate truth that there's a lot of people that get into these spaces, but then don't realize that there's actually room for more people to be there with them. And we see a lot of times those people grow when they leave people behind, and it's like you don't necessarily have to bring people with you, but what's stopping you? What is there to saying no? So I don't know. I think it's very interesting how everything, I think, for us has come kind of full circle. And we're seeing, like, when you were telling me about something that happened at your job and you were able to bring someone up, and it's just like, yo, and they fucking it up. They doing this thing. It proves that if you give people these chances to be in these positions, that we will do what we need to do.
They're going to show up and out.
And it just makes you look even better. Makes you look even better. But I just think it really does. I just think this is something very calming and satisfying about knowing that we made it here. There's still plenty for us to go and do. And we're already seeing that we're able to make a positive impact on the people around us too. It's pretty fucking dope. Pretty dope.
Makes me happy.
One other thing I want to mention while we living while black.
While we living while black, we've been black most of our lives.
Black Panther, the movie, the sequel, they released their first trailer yesterday.
Was it good?
Yo. It looks so good. In fact, I wonder, I might be able to show it to you. We might be able to watch it together. You'll have to let me know if it plays for you.
Okay.
Because, I can share the screen while we're doing this. Okay, so let me pause this. Okay, so I'm about to share this screen.
Look at you thinking about sharing the screen while I eat my stale Doritos. Y'all, I'm eating some stale Doritos. When I say I'm hungry and y'all, when I say they stale, I mean this is pigeon food stale.
Okay.
I don't see it.
Okay. Is it sharing anything yet?
No, I don't see it.
Let's see. What about now?
Yes.
Okay, you can see my screen? Okay, yeah. Let me know if it plays for you. Like, you can see things moving and you can hear the sound.
Yeah, like, I can hear it.
Okay. Can you see it?
And I see it. I see Lupita.
Is it moving?
Okay. And I hear music.
All right, cool. Well, let's watch.
Okay, why did this make me emotional?
Didn't it?
I'm over here like, everything is going to be awesome. Like,
they did a really good job with their trailer, but it looks so good. Like, it looks so good.
I'm like, look at the women.
And then, like, hearing Queen Angela Bassett scream, I've lost all of my family and everything. So, as a comic book nerd that screams that most likely some of the stuff we're going to see is probably during the time that people have been erased.
He actually,
like when they snapped and people were gone. I think that means that both Shuri and T'Challa probably went away, but I'm very interested in seeing how they portray what happened to him after the fact and why he's gone. But that was a very powerful trailer. Very, very powerful.
It was.
Trailer.
I'm excited to see it.
I just felt my stomach. And then the song choice was perfect. Like the We Gonna Be Alright and how it was done.
All right. Yeah.
So good. I'm excited for that. I just feel like
I'm excited too.
Black people know, but other races don't know how big Black Panther was for so many of us. Because that was the first big budget black movie. Well, it was like black. 98% of the cast was black. Writers were black. Director was black. Everybody was black. And these kids are finally seeing a strong, powerful superhero that looks like them on stage. On screen, it was just beautiful. Beautiful. And then knowing that Chadwick had to go so soon and knowing the impact that he made in such a short amount of time playing a character is just wow. So I just felt like you needed to see that. I needed you to experience that in the way that I felt last night. Because I know people who said they watched it and they teared up. It's just, because it's
emotional.
Yeah, it's emotional. It's going to be emotional for a lot of people. That movie comes out in November of this year, so I'll be there. I will probably see it multiple times. I will have to see it multiple times. It's probably going to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, films of this year. Because of us, black people made Black Panther as big as it was. White people went to go see it too, but we showed up for that movie. And we continue to show up for that movie. And we exceeded every expectation that the industry had for how well that film was going to do. So we about to fuck it up.
As always.
But I thought that was a good way to kind of close out this episode.
I think it was too.
So, I always ask you.
I don't have anything for everybody. Make good choices.
All right. I am going to end this with this. It was a thing I saw on Twitter. It says Gen Z as lawyers. These are all quotes. Your Honor, that's cap. Oh. Next one. Make it make sense. It's the objection for me.
It's the objection.
That's a lie, but go off. Your Honor, my client is an Aries. Child. Okay, but did I ask? I got all the receipts, Your Honor. And then we will close it out with, and that's on false allegations. So I can see all of those things happening. They would not be professional, but they would be fucking hilarious because that's how Gen Z be right now. But, I saw that.
You said they will not be professional. They will not. That is not a professional generation.
No, but
them little girls be coming to my job in crop tops, y'all. I mean, real life crop tops in the workplace.
Yeah.
I be looking at them like, look at you so cute. But this ain't cute for work.
Mm-hmm. So
I really have to talk to them like, you look so cute. Look at you. But this is not a cute work.
No.
You can't wear you can't have your little midriff out, mamas. You got to wear a shirt. A blouse is preferred.
Yeah. And then I'm going to say this last quote and we're gone. And this is the one, you know me, I'll say a quote and be like, okay, and that's it. That's what I'm about to do right now. I'm going to try to run away from this as fast as I can. You might try to stop me, but I'm going to run away. This girl on Twitter said, after 2 months of talking, I told this guy yesterday that I wasn't ready for a relationship. And he responded, it's been great. Hope you have a good one. And then he blocked me. No effort, no pressure applied. I am devastated.
See?
Go ahead.
Playing stupid games. When you stupid prizes.
Okay, and there's your stupid prizes. Devastated. With that, we're going to go ahead and close out this episode. We'll talk to you bald heads in 2 weeks.
Bye.